So today we're going to change the thermostat on a Mini that's 2004. It's a R50 model. Obviously the thermostat is, this is the where you fill up the, not fill up, that's where you fill up the water, but obviously you can top up the water here as well. But the thermostat is mounted on the side of the engine just down here, so obviously this is part of the thermostat housing. So to start with, we need to get the battery off, the airbox off, and then hopefully be able to see what we're going to get into down there. I advise obviously to unlock, well, if you can get this done in, it shouldn't take that long to do, but I always leave my window open in the Mini, because obviously as soon as you take the battery off, you won't be able to get, well, you can get in the car with the key, but if you've got just your central locking buttons, they won't be working. So obviously I usually lock the car, but then leave the window open, then obviously I can still get in and out by opening the handle, but obviously all the other doors are still locked. I'll leave the window down because I ain't going to take that long. Should be a mounting bar across here, but obviously it's missing on my car. So we're just going to get this removed, disconnect the battery, disconnect this. Obviously the ECU, you need to unplug the plugs. Obviously you can lift it up a bit, and then there's some clips underneath you just pull and slide out, and then these come off, and then obviously put that somewhere dry if it's going to be a damp day, because obviously you don't want any moisture getting into the clips or the actual pins on the ECU. And obviously the airbox, it's got a clip on here we need to take off, and then just some other hoses to unclip from the housing down here. I'll just get this bit taken off, and then I'll come back in on the video. Once the battery's out, obviously there's 3 bolts at the bottom of the box here to take out. I think they're 10mm. Yeah, 10mm. Just undo them, and obviously that comes out. Obviously this is the ECU. Again, it does lift out. Oh, there's clips in there. Need to pull the clips over, and then that'll release it. But I can't do it while I'm doing the phone, holding the phone. Yeah, there's clips in the side there, and that will all lift out. That's one side done. Let's see what I can do the other side while we're on using the phone. No, I can't do it while I'm holding the phone. I'll have to come back in a minute. Right, we've obviously got the airbox out. There's a screw holding it in here, a screw holding it in there, and obviously the pipe goes on there, and obviously this is the intake pipe for the air, and then goes through the air filter and then out the airbox and back onto the engine here, into the carburetor. Obviously this is what we want to remove, this bit of housing here. So we've got one screw there, another screw just down below, you can see that. I'll zoom in. Obviously one screw there, one screw there, and then one screw down there. Then that removes it. While I'm here, I'm going to swap these over, because this is the bleed valve for the radiators. And this thread on this one's all knackered, and it's hard to get your hand down there because you've got the exhaust manifold there, and that gets really hot and you're struggling to obviously bleed the air out. So this is the other one over here on this pipe here, so I'm going to swap this one's in a better condition. So I'm going to swap this one over with that one, then I'll order some more off eBay. Probably quite cheap. Obviously the other pipe that came off the airbox went onto here and then went into the airbox. So I'm just going to I'm going to see if I can just take these screws out and then pull it out and put the new thermostat straight in without having to take too much more off. And then I'll spray it with WD-40 these wires and the connections and stuff. So I just managed to get it off enough to get the thermostat out. I did drain some of the water out, there was no water in the reservoir tank. So this is, just the water down at the bottom. This is the old one. looking very orange. This is the new one. I think it was £6 something from Europarts, £6.49. So obviously it didn't come with the gasket, but we obviously used the gasket that came with it. Then what I'm going to do later is I'm going to test this in some boiling water to see if it actually works, because if it doesn't work, then I know that it was an issue. Because the pipes were going rock hard when the engine was running. You couldn't even do this. There was no giving them whatsoever. They were squashed so tight like a balloon. There was just no giving them. You couldn't squash the pipe at all. So I thought first thing first, we just changed the thermostat to make sure it's working. I've checked. The head gasket was done on this about 2 years ago, so it shouldn't be the head gasket. I've checked the oil, there's no water in it. I've checked the spark plugs, there's no water under them. There's no steam coming out of the exhaust. So I thought just eliminate this. It's £6 part. We'll give it a go, and then like I said, I'm going to test it later just to check whether it's working or not working. Just put it in some boiling water on the stove and see if it actually moves. If it did come with a new gasket. It's me saying it didn't, it's because I didn't get it out of the box. Obviously the little valve there at the top needs to be at the top of the make sure it's at the top when you put it in. So I'm just going to give that a little wipe through down there, and then obviously refit the stuff back together, put some coolant in it, bleed the air vents. Obviously I'm going to leave this off as well when I've leave the engine running to start with, so any bubbles can come out through there as well, and keep topping it up as well while we're doing it. I'll show you when I'm doing it. So we've got all that screwed back together, 3 screw bolts gone back in, that one below it and one over that side. I've swapped the bleed valves over. That one's not that good, but it's better than the one that was there. So we've got the horrible one there. At least I can use a pair of pliers to undo it. That's just a matter of reassembling. So I need to put the airbox in first. Once the airbox is in, then I can put the battery compartment back, and then put the battery in. Then fill the engine up with coolant. Put some coolant back in. I've left this off so you can hear me, to get the old bubble coming out of it. I did have the vent open down there, just on them 2 pipes there, and I did have this one open, which I've just got water coming out of, as you can see. I'll just close them. Let the engine get up to temperature. I'll open the valves again. Close this one. So this is the old thermostat. As you can see, it has opened, so it was working. There's a gap here. You see as it gets cooler, that gap's getting smaller. there's nothing wrong with the old thermostat. It's closed again as it gets cool. This could be something else. Could have just been an air block, I suppose. You never know. At least got a new thermostat in it anyway. Didn't take long to do. Right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please ask. I'm not a car expert, but I'll try and help you out. I said £6, it's worth just changing it anyway. It's probably been in there since the car was made, I bet. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the tick button, like button. Thanks a lot, bye.